Hello, hello everyone. I'm Angela Rastegar. I'm so delighted to be here with Carly. Hi, Carly.
Hi, Carly Vollero from Nodal. Hi, everyone.
Fantastic. So let me just take a second to do some housekeeping as we get started. First of all, I hope everyone enjoyed our little twist on the Taylor Swift album. I don't know if you were up late last night listening to it, Carly.
My daughter, born via surrogacy, has her tickets to go to the movies tonight to see it
Oh
all.
my gosh, I love it. All right, well, we'll get into that story in a minute. But yeah, I'll just start with some introductions. For everyone who's joining, welcome. We'll let a few more people trickle in. You'll be automatically put on mute when you come in. You probably are all familiar with Zoom by now, but there is a chat function at the bottom of your screen where you can chat us questions at any time. We're going to have a packed 30-minute session today. So the goal of today is for our two organizations, which are very committed to financial access when it comes to surrogacy and third party journeys, to talk you through some of the most frequently asked questions we get when it comes to affording navigating a surrogacy journey, how both of our organizations support. Um, and kind of just going through the full process. I have a few slides I'm going to pull up. And lastly, we'll open up for a few questions from the audience. So feel free to chat us questions as we go through. But if you have any questions that come up urgently as we're talking, just chat those to us. I'll do my best to moderate. I'm really thrilled to be combining with Carly Valero today. She is the general counsel at Nodal. I'll let you give a brief introduction. Both of us have spent time out west. She did Stanford Law School and brings a legal expertise out of Stanford Business School, and I'm really interested in financial access and affordability. So I'll let you introduce yourself first, Carly, and then I'll do my own introduction. We're so excited to be here with you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Angela. So, right out of law school, I was a criminal prosecutor dealing with gunshot wounds, stolen cars, drugs, etc. And during that time, I was also navigating my own infertility journey that took 4.5 years of banging my head against the wall. And I thought, well, how is it possible that it's easier to navigate New York's criminal justice system than it is to navigate infertility? So I made a career switch, and now I'm at Nodal, which is an amazing place for intended parents to find vetted surrogates. And am just so happy to be in the industry.
Thank you. Yeah, well, really appreciate you sharing your own personal story. I know for a lot of us who work in the fields, the work we do is our life's work, and many of us come to it from a deeply personal experience. So I look forward to hearing a little bit more about that. In terms of my background, I'm the co-founder and CEO of a company called Sunfish. I've spent my whole career kind of focused on the intersection of healthcare and affordability and financial access. So have started a few other businesses before. Sunfish specifically helps people navigate fertility and IVF journeys financially, logistically, and emotionally. So we focus on affordability. We offer loans and payment plans up to $400,000 if you're able to secure your loan with a home or other assets, and up to $50,000 unsecured. So that can really help as you're going through a surrogacy journey. And we also offer money back guarantee programs and protection programs for people going through the process too. So I will share my screen. We have a lot to cover today. Hopefully everyone can see that okay. Um, Perfect. So, would love for you to just share a little bit about Nodal to kick us off.
Absolutely. So Noodle's been around 3 years, and we are the fastest way to match, and we charge less than our competitors. So most of our competitors charge a really big first check to sit on a wait list for a really long time. And we at Nodal decided that there's got to be a better way to do this. And so now we put the intended parents and the surrogates in the driver's seat. This doesn't happen behind a curtain. It's not first in, first out. And the intended parents put up a dating profile. The surrogates, after extensive top of the line vetting, put up their own dating profile. And then the surrogates get to pick which intended parents they want to work with. And so it's not first in, first out. So we have people matching in days. And everyone who has stuck with us for 6 months has matched during that time. So we're definitely beating the industry average by a lot. And we're
Mm,
also can be a much more affordable path because our agency fees are $30,000, which are less than our competitors. But you actually benefit if the surrogate has surrogacy friendly insurance. And most people spend on average around $155,000, excluding what they pay to the clinic on the overall surrogacy journey. And we've seen people pay as little as $135,000, which I know is still a ton of money. But in for surrogacy, that's the best you can do when you're working with someone who you're paying a market rate to carry your
right.
child. So couldn't be more excited to be a part of this organization and love that we get to help connect people and build families.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I've been in this world for a long time. I previously was a director at another large surrogacy agency, and we usually say that the journey without medical fees is closer to $200,000. So I know it's a lot of money still, but definitely 135 to 155 is a little bit more affordable. So I'd love to talk more about the surrogacy process in a second. Let me just introduce Sunfish a little bit more as well. I mentioned that we support financially, logistically, and emotionally with the surrogacy and IVF process. We actually offer a full set of solutions to work alongside great agencies like Nodal and others and your IVF clinic. So we provide all things financial. If you need financial education, we have a new hub that you can go in, enter a bit of information, and it will create a custom guide for you to help prepare financially. We also offer loans and lines of credit, as well as a free searchable grant and discount database, the largest one I know of, so that you can find any grants, even a few hundred or a few $1,000s can go a long way. And importantly, we offer all-inclusive medical package. If you're going through a clinic, you have to pay for embryo creation and transfers, all the medical fees that's separate from your agency. So we offer an all-inclusive package for that at select top clinics with a money back guarantee. And previously that has not been available for people going through surrogacy, but I'm excited to share we're going to be launching that for surrogacy as well. So that medical package would kind of look like this with a money back guarantee. It includes your embryo creation and all unlimited transfers or financial protection, your money back. So our program is going to support you medically. Obviously, your surrogacy agency will also be supporting the care coordination with your carrier. Or in finding and sourcing an egg donor if you need that too. But we would be supporting you with all the medical steps and guaranteeing that you go home with a baby. Um, I'll probably come back to the financing questions in a second. So let me stop my share screen because it's a little bit easier for everyone to see us this way. Carly, I think before we go a little bit deeper into what Sunfish offers, I'd love to pause there and just have you talk through kind of from start to finish. What are the key steps for someone going through a surrogacy journey, and how long does the process take?
Absolutely. So, the first thing to be aware of is that there's a lot of fear mongering in this industry, but finding the right surrogate really boils down to two things. First is, do you have a good gut feeling about this amazing woman who wants to give you this gift? And two, does your doctor like them from a medical perspective? And I really do think that everything else you can figure out, right? If you have those two things in place. Then it takes from the time that you match, it takes approximately 5 months to go from match to embryo transfer. I have seen it done as quickly as 3.5 months. And during that time, you're flying the surrogate to your doctor to have an in-person medical exam. And usually the clinic is the bottleneck that takes up the majority of the time there. Then the second step is legal, where you have a lawyer and the surrogate has a lawyer, and they negotiate the details of the gestational carrier agreement. That usually takes about 4 to 6 weeks. And those are the details about, when there's going to be payments and when the surrogate's going to have travel restrictions in the third trimester, things like that. Then you fully fund escrow prior to the embryo transfer taking place, which usually means, and this will be written in the contract, funding the full base compensation plus at least $10,000. You have to purchase additional insurances, health insurance and or always life insurance as well. And then you fly the surrogate to your doctor for the embryo transfer. So that's what takes up that approximately 5 month time period. And then you get to embryo transfer, and hopefully it sticks that first time, and it's a regular pregnancy.
Yeah, fantastic. So, and that timeline can obviously vary. That assumes the first transfer goes well. It takes on average, we know for most people, a couple transfers. That's just the average rate. So,
Not
well,
with, well, with surrogacy, it's actually better. So, of course, it's not 100% of the time that the transfer works, but with a known uterus that has had success before, your success rates are usually higher, in my understanding, as a non-medical professional than they are if you put into somebody who does not have a tested uterus.
yeah, definitely higher. That's true. And if you're using, healthy tested embryos, that can help too. But yeah, it can take a couple times. So I just like people to be prepared for the full journey. It's a long process, so I love that you shared a few ranges, and I just wanted to add it's a complicated process, so it's good to be prepared for the unexpected and for sometimes things to take a little bit longer than maybe you were hoping, but get there in the end.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So that's a really helpful overview. Thank you for going through that. Um, we would love to also have you share a little bit about common misconceptions when it comes to surrogacy.
So the absolute biggest one is that the surrogate does not want your baby at the end. So
Yeah.
there's no genetic connection and gestational surrogacy. And I've been in the industry over 10 years, and I have never seen or heard of a surrogate running away with the baby at the end. So that's the biggest misconception. I do think that it's much easier to explain surrogacy to a little kid than it is to explain to a 70-year-old. Uh, my daughter is 12 and is very proud of her origin, that she was born via surrogacy. And she actually says to her brother, that we know mom and dad wanted me because look how much money they spent and look how much time this took. And we have no idea if they wanted you. Like there's no like legal path so that where you can track any of this. And so, of course, it was not our first choice to go down this route, but it can be a really interesting way to link arms with someone amazing to bring life into the world.
Yeah, that's actually something that I've talked to a lot of intended parents about their journey too. How wanted that child was and how many people supported kind of bringing you into the world. So it can be a really beautiful journey, even if it's not always someone's first choice. So I'm glad your daughter feels that way. Let me go back to my screen share because I do want to talk a little bit about the financial tools that we offer. So, um, obviously, we touched on the prices at the beginning. When you're thinking about a surrogacy journey, including the medical fees, you're looking at somewhere between 150 to $250,000. So, our team is here to help make that process a little bit more affordable. I started working on Sunfish several years ago because I was working at a surrogacy agency and I just had so many hopeful parents come to us. And when we started talking about the costs, I would have people start crying in my office or we talk to them and then not see them again for over 2 years while they tried to figure out how to make this work. So we're here to help make this process a little bit easier at Sunfish. And we offer a few different tools financially. First, we offer a really flexible loan marketplace where you can borrow up to $400,000 if you're able to secure that loan with an asset like a house, or up to 50, sometimes even up to $100,000 unsecured, all digital. We have a really high approval rate, and our interest rates are lower than national averages for unsecured loans. If you are looking to learn more, we offer a free financial hub at joinsunfish.com where you can go in and enter a bit of information in our financial assessment, and it will create a personalized step-by-step guide for you to find all the financial resources you need. Since we work with Nodal, if you're also working with one of our surrogacy agency partners, we also will offer additional complimentary support like consultations where we can help you plan the journey. So definitely reach out to us or visit our website if you're looking to learn more and just figure out how to navigate this. So, Carly, would love to hear a little bit more about your journey since you've been through the process. I think a lot of our listeners today are considering surrogacy or starting the process. If you're comfortable sharing a bit more.
Absolutely. So I got married in my 20s and actually started trying to have a kid right away. Had unexplained infertility, and everyone's like, "Oh, just go to IVF. IVF will work." And so we had benefits and went right to IVF pretty quickly, and actually put 28 embryos into me, not at once, of course, and nothing ever took. So I never got confirmation of fetal heartbeat inside of me. And so
After
included in
28
that,
transfers?
no, so we did in buckets of two or three at a
Wow.
time. But yeah, many, many transfers. I did 7 rounds of IVF to get the 28 embryos.
Oh
Uh,
my gosh.
and we also tried donor eggs, and donor eggs didn't work in me. So that was when we switched doctors, and the doctor who did the first ever IVF I'm sorry, the first ever surrogacy in the whole world, Dr. Goldfarb, he was out of the Cleveland Clinic. He was just the most amazing doctor and person to us and treated us like family and said, "You have defied all odds. So maybe now try someone else's uterus with your own genetic material." And we did that and had a fantastic experience uh, where my daughter was born in the middle of the day on her due date and with 2 pushes from our amazing surrogate. And then after all of that, I actually ended up getting pregnant naturally after being told I would never have genetically related
Wow.
children, and I carried my
Wow.
son. So um, that surprised a lot of the doctors that we'd spent a lot of time with, but as I tell my story, I hear that that's actually a little bit more common than you
Yeah.
would think. So we created our family. My daughter is 12 and my son is 11.
Wow. What an incredible story. You've really gone through a long journey to become a parent, and how incredible that it worked out. Truly the second time. Little miracle boy. Um,
Absolutely.
that's
But the time when we were trying to procreate, it was you just get so tunnel vision, not you, but I personally got so tunnel visioned and was just all I wanted to do was fill that crib and being able to help people make good decisions as they're feeling that same sense of what I think many people feel and I felt, which was desperation, is really my passion. And we at Nodal are happy to help everybody hopefully get where they're going.
Yeah. Well, again, really appreciate you sharing. Would love to hear from your experience. What was a common misconnect, a surprise that occurred as you were going through the journey, like something unexpected that you wish other people knew, as they're starting their journeys?
With surrogacy or with infertility in general?
Oh, I meant with surrogacy, but
Yeah, so I mean,
if you have another thought to share, that's great too.
I would just say with surrogacy, the most important thing is that partnership with the person, and you want to make sure that they feel and have everything that they need, right? Like that's the goal is that they feel supported in every way, shape, or form. Because I had been through so much personally prior to getting to having our surrogate become pregnant, my grandfather even like wrote her a love note saying like how big of a difference she was making in our lives. And
Mm.
it's like the little touches like that are amazing. When you are an intended parent via surrogacy, like there are sometimes like some things that don't go perfectly, right? Like it says the surrogate's last name on the baby bassinet when she comes out because the hospital doesn't know how to deal with it. And I would just say, like, try to keep these small indignities, kind of in perspective because no matter what, that's your child at the end and you get to take the baby home. And so whatever hoops you have to jump through to get to that place, like just realize those things are small and the big picture is what's really important.
That's really great advice. Yeah. And I obviously have helped hundreds of people go through this journey too, both in my prior role as a surrogacy director and now through Sunfish. So I would just add to that, I think having the right team around you to go through this process, it is a long journey. It can be very stressful, and I'm really happy that more and more people are speaking publicly about what this experience was like because I think it creates more of a societal system of support. But having the right partners around you as you start this journey, be that your agency, your clinic, financial support like what Sunfish can offer can really make a huge difference so you don't feel so alone, especially if you hit those little bumps in the road. We're supporting someone who has been on a very long journey. One of our patients and her wife had been through four miscarriages before they came to Sunfish. They're doing IVF journey with sperm donor and enrolled with the Sunfish program. And because we cover all of the medical expenses, it's guaranteed with Sunfish, they were able to finance that amount. It's just one set loan with a known amount that covered all of their treatments. They went through a few additional transfers and procedures, but they actually just had a little baby boy a couple weeks ago. So I think, yeah, which our team absolutely loves, and that's what we live for. Like when our patients that we work with send us their ultrasounds or their baby photos, that's truly why we do the work that we do. So I can't emphasize enough the importance of finding the right team. You talked a little bit about finding a carrier that you trust, but I think in addition, when you're working with an agency, finding an agency that you really like and trust, a clinic and doctor that you're excited about, and any other resources like financial support from Sunfish.
Absolutely. And the two other things I'd recommend for trying to make the journey more affordable is one, push your HR department of your employer because you can often get benefits for yourself through your employer to make the surrogacy journey more affordable, or they might have them already and you don't know about them. And then the second piece is that if you are never going to be able to hit that $150,000 number, like even with Sunfish, the most affordable way is to find someone in your life that can carry for you. And that's the way to get it under the $100,000 mark. And if you are able to do that, Nodal has a screen tool that you can use where you can bring the person to Nodal. We'll screen them for $3,000. And then we can help with the case management piece if you want it as well. So there are ways to get this to not be six figures, but it does take a little bit of maneuvering.
Yeah, that's fantastic advice. All right. Well, we just got a question, which is, should I pick my surrogacy agency or my IVF clinic first? What would you recommend, Carly?
Your clinic, 100%. There's no
Okay.
reason to sign up with an agency years in advance because you shouldn't have to wait that long to match.
Okay, fantastic. So, I just pulled this up. If people want to contact you, tell us a little bit about how they can get in touch, and also just if you can kind of recap for everyone the key things that make Nodal unique. We talked about this at the beginning, but would love for you to just go through that one more time as we wrap up.
Absolutely. So hello@nodal.com works great. I'm also Carly, Carly at nodal.com if you want to shoot me an email directly. And I would just say that the big difference about Nodal is that the intended parents and the surrogates are really in the driver's seat to be able to find the best match for them. And you can do it in a faster, more affordable way, and we will handhold you all the way through. So you have a lot of options with Nodal, and we're happy to help. What about you, Angela?
Perfect. Yeah. With Sunfish, you can contact us at joinsunfish.com or email us at planning at joinsunfish.com. I always say reach out to us as soon as possible. You don't have to have your clinic or your agency picked. The more the earlier that you reach out to us, the more we can do to help you financially prepare. I will also show, we do have a joint page with Nodal, so you can come to joinsunfish.com or joinsunfish.com/Nodal. We did get two more quick questions. First, one person wants to understand what's included in the agency fee at Nodal, and the second, how is surrogacy matching different at Nodal from other agencies?
So the what's included, please send me an email and I'll shoot you back our surrogacy cost breakdown. I think given the time constraint, that would be the easiest way to answer that question. I'm happy to send it over to you. And then what's different about nodal matching is that, well, first of all, you're never forced to work with anybody. And I think most agencies would say that, but surrogates get to basically shop through our intended parents. Once they are fully vetted and they get to pick who works for them, who they want to work with. And we're very purposeful about having the surrogate make that first move. And the reason is because you want your surrogate to be incredibly invested, and we think that's better for everybody overall. So that's one of our largest differences is that the surrogate really gets to decide her comp and who she wants to work with right at the start. And then the intended parents get to decide whether or not that person would work for them or not.
Okay, fantastic. Well, hopefully that answers everyone's questions. We will be sending out a recording and contact info after this call, so you can definitely get that cost sheet from Carly and her team. But I'll stop my share here. So good luck to everyone. I know this is a really big decision and a challenging journey. So I hope this was helpful for you to learn a little bit more. Obviously, both our organizations are here to support with anything we can do. Please contact us if you need help on your journey, or even if you just wanted to check out our free custom guide to help thinking about affordability. And Carly, I'll let you wrap up as well.
Thank you so much, Angela, for having me on, and good luck to everybody. And we hope we can help support.
All right, thank you. It was so fantastic to do this with you and love what you guys are doing at Nodal. It's such an honor to be a partner. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Angela.